Faster than a speeding bullet.
I ran until my muscles burned and my veins pumped battery acid.
More powerful than a locomotive.
An idea is like a virus. Resilient. Highly contagious.
Able to leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Hello!
What's up?
Hey guys, Jared Moon here and Talon Schwan. What's up, Talon?
What's up, Jared Moon?
And not much, dude. We're just doing the podcast. This is the Betterhumanology podcast, where we are trying ourselves to become better humans and also report that information to you, what works, what doesn't work in our experiments, and also interviewing some pretty badass people from time to time who can make us better. This week, we got an experiment, and we are basically hitting the tanning beds per Talon's request. He wanted to know if getting jacked and tan was literally a way to make you a better human.
Oh, stop it.
Okay. Kind of, though. And
It's always fist bumps. Fist bumps make you a better human. There's never the Jackson tan part.
Well, you are more sanitary if you do a fist bump instead of a handshake. So maybe all like approved right away.
You don't get my joke. I was going with the whole Jersey Shore, tanning, fist bumps, jacked.
Do they do fist bumps?
They do fist pumps in the club. They do like
pumps, not bumps.
Yeah, we're not on the same track. Yeah. Show's just starting. Here we go.
And we're already off track. Okay. Okay, so we didn't try to get jacked and tan. What we did was red light therapy. This one brought to you by Talon Schwam. He wanted to try this one out, and in all honesty, I was hardcore against it for a good half hour when you originally brought the idea up to me, because if you guys go on the internet and look up red light therapy, what you'll probably stumble upon is about how it's going to help you with your acne and your wrinkles and your anti-aging. And I was like, Talon, why do we do an experiment on a beauty product? I was like, if we're doing that, we might as well just go grab all the lotions at CVS and just have an experiment on each lotion and test its claims. But he assured me that there was more information, and we did peel back, do more research, and we found some pretty interesting stuff. And one study I want to get right to is one that they did specifically on the sleep quality and endurance performance of Chinese female basketball players. Very specific study, right? So red light therapy, basically infrared light shining on your body. There are different ways to do it. There are ways you can put pads on your body and hit up like a localized area, or you can do what Talon and I did. We'll talk about that in a minute, where you kind of get in a pod and do it. Well, anyway, the study specifically of these Chinese female basketball players was to determine the effect of red light on sleep quality and endurance performance. And it actually ended up working. They did it for 2 weeks, and the main conclusion was that it confirmed the effectiveness of red light therapy on improving sleep quality in these elite athletes, and offered like a non-pharmacological way and non-invasive therapy to prevent sleep disorders after training. So effective. We found a really cool study, and we have more information on it, but that's what we tried, red light therapy. What do you think, Talon?
I mean, I thought, every time one of these kind of out of the box or unusual experiments come up, you always have to preface it in the show with like, "Oh, Talon put me up to this."
You are the one always making me do crazy stuff.
Sorry, everyone. It's Talon's fault.
No, I'm not sorry at all. I was mistaken. I'm trying to let the people know that I'm always anti, and Talon's the one who's actually expanding the Better Human horizon at Betterhumanology.
Well, I like what you brought that study that we found, but there's a couple other things that I found. I thought we should also mention that that this red light therapy can actually supposedly help you with. So it says it can in the information, the data that I found, that it can effectively help to increase your blood circulation without putting a big strain on your heart, and increase the level of oxygen and white blood cells that are in your blood. So I thought, wow, I mean, who's not going to want that, right? If you stand in front of some red lights, and it's going to increase the oxygen in your blood and help your blood pump through your body.
Yeah, and if you can improve the immune system, you improve pretty much everything else in your life. So
Yeah, boom.
We got some big claims here, but not to negate the overall claims you'll find if you Google it, which is it's going to help you with your ankles. So that's why I had to throw out the huge disclaimer, just in case anyone Googled it on their own.
Yeah, you're going to find lots of information about how it's supposed to help with crow's feet, fine lines, wrinkles, scars, all kinds of stuff. So who knows? Maybe we've got a couple of lady listeners out there that are like, ooh, this might be a nice cheap way to
maybe
help
I should try it out.
Yeah, better human skin is better human person, right? No, I don't know, but it sounds like there's some pretty good stuff for this experiment. So we put it to the test by going out and putting ourselves in these kind of like little, almost like microwave pods. It kind of felt like, right?
Yeah,
What'd
tell
you
me.
think?
Well, tell me about yours. You tell me about your pod experience.
So my pod experience, I'll just put my little disclaimer up front is maybe this isn't a better human thing, but we all have our little, isms, I guess, about us. And one of my isms is I'm kind of like a claustrophobic kind of person. And so
we have our isms or our icks.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you do red light therapy in the standing form that me and Jared both did, you kind of walk into like this. It's almost like a tanning bed, on just three sides. Yeah, so these things, they're almost like human-sized microwaves, I feel like. It's like a tanning bed, but just standing straight up. I mean, you kind of hop in, you close the door on yourself. That's where, for me, I was a little bit claustrophobic because, like, you close the door of lights on the rest of your body that's surrounded by lights, and it's extremely bright. And so, it's not scary or difficult or way too hot or anything like that. Usually most of these systems seem to have like fans or, whatever. But, for me, it was just a little bit unnerving because I'm not a tanning bed kind of person. I was doing it for all these health benefits that supposedly, we had researched. And, for me, it was just a little tough to step into that microwave. But I don't know. Tell me about your experience, Jared.
I don't have much to say. And in all honesty, so, to me, it felt like a stand-up tanning bed, which I've done before a long time ago. Stand-up tanning bed that shot infrared.
You're the one trying to get jacked and tan, sounds like.
Hey, I came from the bodybuilding.
That's true.
Background. So,
right.
Yeah, I was all about it at one point. You know that. So, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Damn it.
I'm just letting you go on your bodybuilding rant.
Shit. This episode's all over the place, man.
I just want to let you go on your... Go ahead.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was into bodybuilding at one point in time. But let's just break down red light therapy real quick. So, what we were trying to track, we kind of base it off of that female Chinese basketball player study in which their performance increased and their sleep got better. So what we did, there's an app. Tal and I both have iPhones. There's an app called Sleep Cycle. It costs 99 cents. And what you do with this app, it's pretty cool. You turn it on, put it upside down in your bed, and then it tracks your sleep movements based off of, the little, sensors and everything you have in your phone. And it tracks, like, how deep of sleep you got into and everything. So we tracked our sleep using that app, and then we also did a baseline workout and a repeat workout. And we wanted to see if, after doing red light therapy, our sleep was getting better or our performance was getting better. So without, getting too far into it, how did you fare in the results, the performance, and the sleep side of a red light therapy experiment?
Yeah, so my runs, it was what I did. I decided to do 2-mile runs kind of just, throughout the time to see if it was going to be something that was going to make me faster maybe, because endurance is like what you talked about, endurance and sleep, right, were the things that were mentioned in the study that helped. So, and actually the results weren't really monumental. I mean, I think I had a couple seconds on average faster with the red light therapy, but a couple seconds, it's hard for me to even, put those based off from the red light therapy to say those seconds were shaved off because I was standing in front of those lights. So it's hard for me to say that, but I mean, it was a couple seconds. I would say it's not significant though. But with my sleep, that app is pretty interesting what it does, and it calculates, the amount of times you get to deep sleep and and all that. And so that's really what I was kind of trying to judge it off, was how many times I was reaching that deep sleep in my sleep cycle, based off what I was doing before. And so with red light therapy, I think I was getting a couple more times of deep sleep, reached kind of low peaks on that app every night. And so it's probably what I'd usually get, maybe 2 plus, like 2.5 maybe times I would get to deep sleep on a regular night. I was getting probably more closer to 3. So I don't know if those numbers are big enough to really say that red light therapy was making a difference, or if it was just like me trying to be cognizant of these things, or hey, maybe I'm supposed to run faster this time because I did my red light therapy. So I don't know if maybe I pushed myself. So I know we talk about the placebo effect almost every episode. We probably could, but so I don't know. I don't know if my data really says enough for me to say.
So you're saying it's not significant, but in the final result, red light therapy is a green light in both categories.
That's true. Yes,
you slept better and you ran faster.
Yes.
Okay.
Minuscule. I mean, minute.
Not significant.
I don't know. I guess if they're both green lights, you maybe make a good point there.
Well, I mean, they are both positive. I mean, they're both going in that direction, but they're not. It's just not epic, and it shouldn't be. In all honesty, I mean, if we were doing red light therapy for like months, maybe it would be better. But
which is probably what we should do to do justice really to red light therapy for a full experiment. But what we did is we put it to the test for a good amount of time, and I feel like these results maybe they are helpful, but they just weren't big impacts like I was kind of hoping for.
Yeah, there are no magic bullets, are there?
Yeah, not that we're finding out.
Yeah.
Where's that pill from Limitless?
I would be on that for sure.
That needs to be on the show.
Yeah,
Bradley Cooper next week, guys.
Well, you remember I took that one pill that almost killed me.
Right.
When we were doing the wearables episode.
Special nootropic or something.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what that thing was. Like 120 beat per minute heart rate while I was sleeping. That's just stupid.
That's just scary.
Well, anyway, I get to my results, I guess. So mine, performance-wise, I did the workout Helen, which is a CrossFit workout.
Boom.
3 rounds for time. You run 400 meters. You do 21 kettlebell swings, and then you do 12 pull-ups. My time was 2 seconds faster post red light therapy, so very much like you. I don't know if it's significant. So I could give it 1 green light, but 2 seconds, in all honesty, is like...
See, you were saying the same kind of things to me, basically, a couple seconds, and that's a green light, though. So look, maybe...
I gave it the green light, but sleep was no change.
No change.
Yeah, no change. Sleep, there was not, like... My graphs are kind of all over the place anyway, but looking at the difference, there's nothing that you couldn't look at those graphs and make a judgment that one was really better than the other. They're different. Like, I got better sleep quality at different parts of the night and stuff.
Right. But no more times in deep sleep or anything like that.
No. Yeah, nothing. I'm not even going to say significant. There's really, no difference in my deep sleep. But I understand the premise behind that with how important sleep is. Like, if you could fix your sleep, if you have sleep problems, then red light therapy would be huge. But I also recommend just kind of implementing like a sleep routine or something. I know you're anti-routine. We've talked about that before, but
right.
Getting into good sleep habits, like sleeping in a pitch black, dark room, a cool room, not using any electronics within an hour of bedtime, like all sorts of different things you could do to try and fix your sleep before I would jump to red light therapy. Because if you're not sleeping well, there are a lot of things that you need to look at, I think, before you start jumping to, like I said earlier, like some sort of magic bullet. Oh, this is going to fix my sleep. It's like, well, what are you doing right now that's screwing your sleep up? So I would look at that first.
I think that's a really good point, because this stuff, it's not cheap from what we could find.
Hundreds of dollars a month, for a membership to one of these places, right?
Yeah, they recommend going 3 times a week at the minimum, and it's usually anywhere from 12 to 30 minute, therapy sessions. So Yeah, and it could be $100, $300 a month, and that can be pretty pricey for people, especially if these aren't things that are really dire, like you're talking about in their life.
And honestly, that's a big thing I factor into when we're doing these experiments is even if something is approved, like it works, but if it costs me, say we were taking some sort of like secret jungle juice that made you run 5 times faster or something, but it cost $600 a shot,
right?
But it worked. It's not practical. So I mean, that has to be factored into.
Yeah, I think we always try to bring that perspective because listeners aren't going to want to pay hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars for recovery or whatever. Like in the last episode, we talked about we had some cheaper options and some more expensive options, and that's kind of something that's brought up. With this as well is that this can be used for like joints and stuff as well. So I don't know if this needs to be something that people should be looking at like for the very first like magic pill like you're talking about. Like it sounds great, like it can help for maybe joints or circulation or my skin or whatever, but it's not going to be that that go-to end-all be-all deal for you, like you might hear about in the tabloids.
Yeah, and you mentioned the pain thing. So they did say like if you have Lou Gehrig's disease or any of those,
right? Yeah,
it can
Lou Gehrig's disease, or
it can help minimize pain. A very like non-invasive, like I said, non-pharmacological approach to reducing pain. So there's obviously a ton of good. Like I don't want to just knock red light therapy and say it's no good. There's a study proving that it helped the sleep of like professional athletes, and
the point I want to get to is like it's really meant for like to augment whatever you're doing. It's not like some of these things we bring here, like you should really incorporate this because this can do this and this for you. But red light therapy is more like to do as well, maybe along with your training regimen or whatever, because it's maybe going to help those things instead of being a replacement for different exercises or things you can do.
Yeah, because I do know that some of the benefits, like helping you sweat stuff out or whatnot, like you.
Oh yeah, it's.
Oh, did we not talk about that yet?
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. Like that's supposed to be one of the big benefits. Is like, oh yeah, and the heat from the lights helps you sweat more. It makes you perspire and get out all those toxins in your body. And I'm like, what? So you sweat more? Like there's many things I could do to sweat and get those toxins out of my body.
And we talked about hyperthermic training in the last episode and how important it is to get hot, like in your training or whether or not a sauna,
right? And
how that the heat shock proteins, all that jazz. But yeah, do I need to, like I said, pay? Yeah, what do we say? Hundreds of dollars a month to sweat?
Right. Yeah.
There's got to be another big reason to do it. So yeah, I'm just not seeing it at this point in my life for red light therapy.
So is that a disapproval from you, Jared?
I moved to strike. Yeah, I would say that I'm going to give red light therapy, for me, like a disapproval because I really don't have a lot of sleep issues, so I don't need help there. But right. I'm in complete agreement with the fact, like that study proved, like if you can, we didn't talk about that in the recovery episode, I don't think. But I mean, the first place you should start with recovery, if you're having trouble recovering, is sleep and nutrition. And sleep is huge. So if you are having trouble sleeping, figure it out. But
maybe give this a try if you've tried a lot of other things and you're down at the end of your wits. That's
what I'm saying. Like if you have tried everything and you don't, like, you need to fix sleep. It's super important. But I wouldn't jump to red light therapy as fixing that. So I would give a disapproval for me just because I could not justify spending the amount. There is like a cheap one I saw on Amazon, like it's like $200.
Use?
Yeah, a personal one. So maybe if you got something like that and it helped you out a little bit, I could see approving that. But I wouldn't even buy one of those because I don't see the long-term benefit with what it could help me with in particular. So no, disapprove for me. How about you?
I've been going back and forth on this, and even throughout the show, I've kind of changed my mind. And I think it's because
of me.
Because of
I'm
you.
A good,
yeah. Because I think I'm going to approve it.
Because of me?
Because of you.
My disapproval made you approve it.
Yeah, well, because I got 2 greens on my data, and the data kind of speaks for itself. We've talked about all the one research report that we found, all the different benefits on the data that's out there. And I feel like, yeah, maybe it's too expensive, but we've given so many disclaimers already in the show, like don't try this first. It's not going to be a miracle drug, but as something to augment maybe the other things you're trying to do to make yourself better, this might just help a little bit more. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and approve it because I think these benefits, outweigh the price probably in most cases.
You better be doing red light therapy next week. Better be added to your routine, giving it approval.
2 green lights.
Two green lights. Okay, but you did say not significant. Nothing.
They
nothing
were
significant
not
to report in STR. But
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you're going with the data. You hit me with the science. I got you. All right, dude. Approved for you. Disapproved for me. Listeners out there, you guys, I don't know. Try it out for yourself. You can actually probably go get a free session
trial,
at least 1 or 2 or 3, maybe a week. A lot of places do that. You find it at like local tanning shops, or you just Google it. You'll find a place and try it out. Maybe it's something you want to add, maybe not, but that's all we got. Here's Becoming a Better Human.
Thanks, guys.
Your best. Losers always whine about their best.